Hey guys, this is just going to be a brief stream. Andy's with me. Hi, Andy.
Hello.
If you can hear, I'm a bit bunged up, so I apologise for sounding rather nasal this evening. This is just a brief
Did you
chat.
say anal?
Nasal, not
Oh,
anal.
sorry.
Just
You always sound anal.
well, that to you I do, if because of your tendencies. Um,
What anal tendencies?
yeah, you you do like the
Anyway,
anal.
so yeah, I was really excited about this stream because me and Adam are going to discuss the Last Jedi, aren't we?
No. We should say that we're going to be discussing the film that you can see in the picture.
Yeah, the
Uh,
Last Jedi, innit?
no, it's not the. Come on, Andy. We don't. That's
He's not in the
blas.
mood for being wound up today, is he?
No, that's blasphemous, and it's quite a serious subject matter again that we're talking about. Hey, everyone that's coming in the chat. But yeah, so we're just going to have a brief chat about this. It won't be a very long stream, but it's a really very interesting film, guys. If you want to watch the film, you don't want a bunch of spoilers. There will be spoilers. We will
Yeah,
be discussing
yeah.
the
You need
storyline.
to you need to quit if you want to watch The Hunt, which I
Yeah.
recommend you do because it's really good.
Well, we can leave this video up, and people can go away and watch it, and come back and then watch, and then see if they agree with what we say about what. Well, first of all, I suppose we should give a brief synopsis of the film. Now we've done the disclaimer that there will be spoilers and such. Uh, that so if you just one more time, guys, if you would like to watch The Hunt without us ruining it for you, because yeah. I didn't change the title of the
You
stream.
dickhead.
Shit. Sorry, guys.
Institutionalized criminality of the worst kind, and then a picture of Mads Mikkelsen.
Sorry, Mads.
What's this guy done?
Sorry, Mads. Oh no, and this film is about an innocent man being stitched up, and we've just we haven't made his life
You've
any
just ruined
better.
it for everybody now before we've even got into it. I tell you what, Adam. I tell you what. You go to bed and I'll carry on.
It's I didn't even think about that. I was so pleased with myself for finding the image to put up. It is clickbait. If anyone's come in here for criminality of the worst
Yeah,
kind,
Skeleton Saiski's accusing us of clickbait.
Siski. Why do you always say
It's the
Siski?
same
It's not
thing.
the
Shut
same
up.
thing. You're the sort of
Saiski.
person that people would come in your computer and you'd pay them money to fix it because they you don't even know what that means. Anyway, so the hunt's about this man, and
Why have you put movie in brackets?
well, because they don't know what hunt we're talking about otherwise.
What, like they think we're gonna go hunting deer in the woods?
The hunt chat. We should have called it the cunt hat. Um,
Well, that'd be you, not me.
but or we could have or the the chunt. No, that doesn't
No,
work.
just forget it.
The chunt. The chunt.
The chump cat.
The chunt cat. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So this is a film. This is a very serious film, and Andy's set things off on this tone of being very serious.
So it's my fault.
It's your fault because you started going on about anal.
You mentioned that word first.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you fucking did.
I said nasal. Remember?
No, you didn't. You said anal.
I think if anyone would like to go back to the beginning of the stream where I said sorry for sounding nasal, and then Andy started going anal, anal, anal.
Well, it's my favourite topic.
Yeah. Then you'll see that I am quite right. And Andy has as poor a memory as he does choice in children.
Fuck are you going on about, man?
Right, I'm sorry. So this film, speaking of children, this film is about a man and he works in a nurse. It's like a town in recession, and He lives in a big house on his own, so people kind of think he's a bit reclusive, but like he's really nice to everyone. All the kids love him at the kindergarten he teaches at. And I notice the viewership numbers have gone up, guys. So I'm gonna say, if you do want to watch this film, another disclaimer: we're about to have spoilers, proper spoilers from this moment now. So yeah, he works at a kindergarten, and anyway, one of the little girls who's the daughter of his best friend, and she kind of takes a shine to him and tries to kiss him on the lips, and then he says you can't be doing that, and she's quite upset for being knocked back. I mean, we're talking really little. What's she, like 6 or something?
I think she's like 3 or 4. She's even younger than that, I think.
And then one of her brother's friends, just sort of like in passing, but a bit stupid, comes past with an iPad and shows her a picture of a man with an erection. So she starts this. Well, she tells her teachers that he had an erection. And have I missed anything out in that bit, Andy? Because obviously you've just seen it today, so you've seen it a bit more recently than I have. But yeah, sort of so then it escalates from there and it gets really serious, and everyone in the town starts to believe that this guy has touched this little kid, even though he hasn't. And just as this happened, his life had started to go real well. He'd actually just met a woman, and he was getting custody of his own son, who's about 15 or something.
Yeah.
And so he was really happy, and then this all happens. So of course, then he's not allowed to get custody of his son.
Yeah, Amelia's, sorry to interrupt, Adam. Amelia's just corrected you as usual, and there was the bit where, I mean, it's quite important to the story, where the little girl had a bit of a little girl crush on Mads Mikkelsen's character, where she gave him, like, she kissed him on the lips.
Yeah, I mentioned the kiss. I forgot about the heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
He told her to give it to someone else, didn't he?
Yeah, and so because of that, the little girl was a little bit pissed off, and that's why she she didn't kind of want to get at him, but that was kind of the reason. You have to watch it. It's very, very cleverly written and absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that's kind of the reason.
It's not even like malicious. She just kind of, I guess you could only say, wants to get back at him for kind of rejecting her, and then it gets out of hand to like the point where the adults are talking to her and she's too scared to sort of go back on what she's saying until she sees the extent of the damage that's then done to this guy's life. And it's so tense and good.
Yeah, so we have briefly, nice guy in his 40s, he's a father, and basically he tries to be nice to a kid. There's a misunderstanding, and the kid accuses him of sexually abusing her. And the whole town, because it seems to be like a tight-knit community, and the father, I don't know whether you mentioned this, the father of the little girl is his best friend. So that is quite key in what happens, and everybody turns against him, and it's fucking so interesting in that it just takes one little bit of information and people get ahead of themselves and think they're doing the right thing, and it's about... this is my interpretation. Sorry, Adam, did you want to...
I was just saying the mob mentality that then kind of follows as well when everyone turns against him. But yeah, your interpretation?
Yeah, sorry, it goes a little deeper than that for me. Obviously, there is that aspect of it, but it's about humans making judgments that they don't know anything about. And obviously, you've got the parents, and a natural instinct of a parent would be to believe anything that your child tells you. But it's the lesson within the movie to me was no matter how clear-cut a situation may seem, never make any judgments until you 100% know the facts.
Yeah, and have all the facts.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And because obviously the thing is with the parents, what happened was there's a really, really good scene where the mother of the little girl who says she's been abused, the mother's kind of interrogating her, and Well, in fact, no. We'll go back a little bit. The school teacher's interrogating her. Is it the school teacher whose questions are first and ask them all them leading questions?
Oh,
Well, I'll tell you,
that's
actually,
when
is
they
it the headmaster of the school?
it's not the headmaster. He's like a guy. It's like a child services representative, I believe.
Yeah. So he's interviewing the little girl in an informal interview in the school, and he's asking her a load of leading questions like, "Did he touch you there? Did he touch you here?" And it's all totally wrong interviewing techniques. And he's leading the little girl on and going, "He touched you here and he touched you there, blah 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 blah." And the little girl doesn't know what to do because she's young and she's confused, and she basically tells him what he wants to hear because he's already got a bee in his bonnet, this guy. And it it's just so interesting how it's done, and then the damage is done at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Well, that's the whole. I don't want to say the very ending scene, but let's just say, like, even
Why
though,
not?
well, yeah,
We told everybody the
even
spoilers.
though he's like proven innocent, like he's still always got that shadow of doubt cast over him. And even in the last scene, you can see that he'll never kind of escape the fact that people think that he's a child molester.
Yeah, it what that movie signified for me was the guy that the director's he's trying to make a point of human ignorance and how we are all stupid, basically. How we don't know anything. How people will listen to a story that somebody else has told them and they will believe it. It's like Chinese whispers, and you get a little snippet of information and then you think it's right, and then you'll start judging people without knowing the facts. And we all do it. Every one of us. I do it. You do it. We all will look at someone and make judgments about him. It's part of being a human. What it's trying to say is don't try and consciously not do that. Try and form your own opinion. But not even an opinion. It's just, obviously it's a very touchy subject, isn't it? Obviously you're talking about, sexually abusing children. So
Well,
if you
it's
have
kind of
got,
the hysteria that surrounds it, which, when it is true, is correct. But that's it. It shows like an awful side where. So, like, do you remember the woman, the doctor? She was a pediatrician, and she got beaten because people misunderstood what the word meant.
no, sorry, I'm not aware of this.
I'm not sure if it's one of those urban myths or not. I'm just going to Google it real quickly. I think this happened. It was in Britain, like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. 2000, so 20 years ago.
Did Amelia ask you to watch this, or have you already watched it, Adam?
Amelia told me about it.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I had not heard of it before.
Adam was very insulting to me earlier. He said, "Oh, it's in subtitles. I don't think you'll enjoy it."
Well, no, it wasn't that. I just didn't know you could read.
Well, to be fair, I had to have an interpreter stood at the side of me.
So, yeah. But yeah, I think it does show, like, kind of how quickly people can jump to conclusions, and it's a very, I mean, imagine, it sort of shows how it could happen to anyone just from being nice to a kid. And that's,
yeah, it's kind of, there's a lot of reflections about, like, we did say before this started that it's going to get deep, but there's a lot of reflections on society and how and it's kind of interesting because it's what we spoke about a little bit the other day about child abuse is the worst thing I think that you could do as a human. And we agreed on that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So obviously it's gonna stir up a hell of a lot of emotions in people, and it's understandable. But what people get carried away with it, and there's a tendency among humans, if you stir up the word child abuse or paedophilia, and what generally a lot of unconscious people Another translation for unconscious people is fucking morons. Will be, yeah, fucking string them up, the fucking bastards. Like, you know, it's basically an excuse for idiots to throw hate around and to punch people. And what this is trying to say is, let's take a step back and have a look at the whole human race and what's going on, and you know, don't follow the crowd, don't listen to what other people are telling you, don't make any judgments until you 100% know the facts. And even if you think you 100% know the facts, chances are you fucking don't.
Well, that's very true. Like, even whenever something's relayed to you from someone else, you never know exactly what's really happened unless we should just videotape everything that everyone does.
Well, it's kind of like a little bit of echoes of Black Mirror, isn't it?
It is a bit. It is. It's. I mean, there's none of that sort of futuristicness, but it did have a very Black Mirror feel. The sort of tenseness and panic. It was a. It did seem like it could have been a Black Mirror episode.
What I liked about it, just as a kind of the style of the movie and the way what I liked about it. Number one, Mads Mikkelsen was brilliant in that movie, and
yeah, he's a very good actor.
I liked the way it was directed. It was very. There was a tenseness. Is tenseness a word, or have I just made that up?
I think you can say it was very tense. I don't think tenseness is a word, but I might be wrong.
Well, it is now.
But
yeah, the way that that it was directed is very sort of driven by the emotions of the characters and the way they're feeling. It was very almost genius how, without anybody actually saying anything at any point, he was able to understand how the characters were feeling just by looking at them. It was really interesting, the scene in this church as well between Mads Mikkelsen's character and his best mate. When his best mate, there's a point where his best mate, who was obviously the father of the girl he's supposed to have abused, fucking murders his dog. Well, if you can murder an animal, basically finds his dog in the outside where he lives and kills it as a kind of revenge attack.
Well, I really wanted him to get revenge for the dog. That disappointed me. I thought it might turn into a revenge film at some point.
But I'm glad it didn't, because if it did turn into a revenge film, it would have taken the emphasis on the actual genuine reasons for the movie.
Oh, no, because
you don't want another Taken, do you?
No, it was very realistic, yeah. But you can't help but kind of. It's very strange because, like, Mads Mikkelsen's trying to overcome an enemy, but it's not like in a normal sort of action movie style of film. It's like that the enemy is the fact that everyone's turned against him and thinks he's something he's not, or thinks he's the worst thing he possibly could be.
But it was done in a thoughtful way, because I mean, there's loads of films where people have, like, you know, like The Fugitive or whatever, which is a fucking great film, but this was done in a much more socially reflective way, wasn't it? It was like and Amelia's just made a good point. Why did they have to call that dog Fanny? Really?
Well, I think
I just called it fucking Joe or something.
I think in is it Denmark, the country, or wherever they are? I don't think Fanny has the same connotations as it does in England. Even in the United States, it's a different word. I mean, it means arse in America.
No, it does, but obviously I would imagine that the producers of the movie know what it means in England. And
yeah, but it might be just like a very common name for a dog in that country. Like
no, it probably is. I might be looking.
If you were writing a movie,
would you called it something else?
If you were writing a movie in English, would you make sure that the word Fido doesn't mean fuck off in France, so that when people in France watch it...
No. But what you've got to remember is, regardless of the country that you're making a movie in, unless you're not interested in making money, the primary audience is going to be English-speaking people.
I think you're overestimating that. I don't think... I mean, subtitles would have been added later. I mean, there's loads of Spanish films that come out here that you never see advertised in England. I think every first world country's got its own cinematic capabilities.
No, listen, I'm not saying that, it was a massive blunder. It just kind of threw me off a little bit. Maybe it's because I couldn't stop thinking of Fanny's. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't think you need to look too deeply into the fact that the dog's name was Fanny. I mean, Fanny used to be a common English name for a girl.
Yeah, used to be.
But you might still meet a really posh person called Fanny and go, "Oh, hello, I'm Fanny."
It's not going to happen.
And you'll be like, "I can't call you that."
Never going to
all
happen.
I can think about is Fanny and Anal. That's now my impression of Andy, like that voice. Oh, Anal.
But
what are you doing tonight, Andy? Listening to Oasis and doing some anal.
Yeah, but yeah, where were we up to anyway? Oh, right, yeah, we were talking about the dog getting murdered, and that was kind of to emphasise how pissed off, as you can imagine, everybody was in the community. One thing I must admit, I don't think it was a totally flawless movie. I wasn't overly struck with the end. I understand what it was getting at. And why didn't he just fucking move town after it happened? Because that's what I would have done.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have to. He didn't want to.
No,
All his friends
were
there.
I'll have that. But come on, how many people would have stayed in that town after them accusations would have been made? You would have said, right, hang on a minute. I've been screwed over here. They're making these allegations against me. No one's going to ever believe me. I'm going to fuck off. That's what you would have done. There was no...
No, I think...
Oh, Amelia's disagreed with me. She thinks it's flawless.
Well, I disagree with you in the fact if he did leave town, then it would make him look more guilty.
No, I'll have it. I'm not saying that it was the minor. I mean, obviously it worked out for him in the end, apart from nearly dying at the end.
Yeah.
But and his dog got murdered in the process, so if he'd have fucked off, that wouldn't have happened. But, so are you put yourself in his position, right? After everything that happened, he got fucking nearly killed in that supermarket.
Yeah. Although that's probably my favourite scene in the movie. When he fights back in the supermarket. That was a little bit redemptive.
Yeah, I didn't like that bit. Because it was trying to... There was too much of a revenge element to it. It was like, right, it was turning into... Never mind.
Oh, and the scene in the church, which I think Amelia mentioned before as well.
No, I did. Yeah, but that was just because everybody's getting caught up going, yeah, twat them, yeah, beat them up, the bastards, they fucking accused you. That's not what the movie's about.
No one says that in the church, though, I don't think. I think they're just in shock.
Twatted the fuck out of his dad, out of her dad, out of the little girl's dad.
Yeah, well... I thought he only punched him like once, didn't he?
Every single person that was watching that bit was going, yeah, twat him, kill him, yeah. That's not what the movie's about, so I wasn't particularly fond of that bit. I'm not saying I didn't I didn't enjoy it, like.
But you like films with no glimmer of hope whatsoever. Like, the more misery, the better.
Not really. My favourite movies of all time is Star Wars, so...
Yeah. Well, that is pretty miserable.
But yeah, I didn't like the... It had just moved. If you were in that situation, are you telling me after you got beat up in the supermarket, everybody's against you, you would have think there's no way out of this situation, they're never going to believe me? And another bit, after 12 months, everybody's forgiven him. Apart from that guy that tries to shoot him, but the whole community and his son's been honoured. And
well, I think you're missing the point there. I think that's why the film is called The Hunt, and that's why at the end, like, someone's still trying to shoot him because it might seem like everyone's forgiven him, but who tried to shoot him? How do you know it wasn't the dad of the little girl? You don't know who it is. It's left ambiguous on purpose because that's his life forever, is never knowing who shot that gun and who might be after him, and never having the full trust of the people around him ever before, like he ever had before.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, now you put it like that, it does offer a new meaning to it. But what is a bit odd to me is how it seemed a bit strange how 12 months after that, it's like it never happened. He's in that situation where, his son's getting honoured. I just don't think that would have happened. It wouldn't have played out like that because, for number one, he would have been that pissed off at everybody in the community. He'd have been like, fuck you lot, I'm moving. You fucking got it wrong. You nearly killed me. You've murdered my dog. Your little girl's been talking bullshit.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, these are still his friends. Like,
no, bollocks. No, whoa. We're talking about human beings here. We're not talking about fucking Buddhas. These are humans, right? And that would have echoed. He wouldn't. That scene would never have happened.
It's never as simple as just moving away like that. His son would have all his friends there. His school, his son's mother would be nearby.
So,
he's got the woman he's just met there.
Would have compensated for that.
Well, it wouldn't have compensated. I'm just saying he's not going to move away though. I think there's reasons, understandable reasons why he wouldn't have moved away.
Oh yeah, of course there is. I just think this is my interpretation of it. What I think. I don't think it's flawless movie. This is just me. If Amelia thinks she said she thinks it is flawless. That's great, but I just don't think it would have played out like that. It was a bit unrealistic for me. I just think there would have been too much emotions. We're not talking about a situation where a couple of people fell out over a poker game that went wrong. We're talking about death, child molestation. It wouldn't have played out like that. That's just my interpretation.
Well, it sounds like you don't like the film very much at all.
No, not at all. The message, the way that the film was directed, the character, the sort of the Mads Mikkelsen, the way he played it was fucking amazing. And yeah, fucking Skeletons just made a cracking point. Friends don't accuse people of kiddie fiddling. It's like, I would never have been his friend again if that was me. No matter how much I might have thought that, yeah, you're gonna believe your daughter, but he was a bit naive, thinking, hang on a minute, my 3-year-old daughter who can barely pick up a pen always tells the truth, and my best friend who I've known for 20 years is suddenly capable of fucking trying it on with it. It was bollocks.
Well, yeah, it was bollocks for him, but I think it was very cleverly done. I think the way that it built up, though, it didn't play out as you've just described it there, though, because there's reasons that they believed the daughter. I mean, with the school getting involved and sort of pushing her so much to say all these things, and like.
No, you're right. It was very cleverly done, and you can buy into it that there will always be a father. I think that was the point he was trying to make. A father will always believe his child, no matter if there's a stack of evidence against them. So I do get it. I'm just trying to say, call me cynical, I don't think it was 100% flawless. That's all I'm trying to say. Some of the character motivations were a little bit puzzling at times.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think...
But it's all open to interpretation, because some people would think, yeah, that's exactly how I would act, and I'm not having a go at anybody, but
that's the thing. Unless you've been in that situation, don't know what would really happen. But that's why the film's so intriguing. But also, it's like a moral reflection on society. How just being a teacher of kids. Mads Mikkelsen was completely flawless. Flawless is the wrong word. Like innocent, I guess, of anything, and yet just one little rumor can destroy a man's life. I think that's a pretty horrible but very interesting topic to make a movie about.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It was brilliant. The bit where the questioning the child and asking her loads of leading questions, and especially where the mother. The best bit for me is where the mother says, "Did anything happen?" And the kid says, no, nothing happened. I've just been foolish and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then the mother went, no, I think it's difficult for you, isn't it? You don't want to admit what happened because it was so painful. And then the kid was confused and went, yeah. And then she developed her own interpretation of what went on. And it's kind of about how deceptive the human mind can be, not only to a child, but to anyone. And I thought that was like really well done. The guy who did that is really clever. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a very good film. I think I'm going to have to wrap things up pretty soon, if that's all right.
Yes, indeed.
Do you want to give us a couple of the stories you mentioned to me before we go?
What stories?
About your internet
life.
I didn't know if I was allowed to say it or not, so I was trying to be. Made it sound more ambiguous now.
I signed up for Internet Day today. Yeah.
And I thought you actually had some stories like.
Well, I don't know how to put this without sounding like a complete tosser, but maybe I am. Maybe that's the reason. But some people are sending me messages, some girls, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Do you honestly fucking think you've got a chance with me?
Yeah, Andy, you do sound like a tosser.
But I'm not being... No, but if you saw what the fuck was coming my way, then you'd understand.
Well, yeah, don't worry. Enough of them will send you pictures and eventually you'll cave. And you'll be like, oh, well, there we go. Just sniff some glue and go and meet some gigantic lady.
But it does. I even felt ashamed for even thinking what I thought, but I was like, hang on a minute. And then I started to doubt myself and started thinking, hang on a minute, am I on that level? Yeah. And I was like, no. And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing where your standards lie.
Well, yeah. Be judging these people.
Well, can I give you an example? We won't leave it too long because you're knackered and I've been out on the piss all night, so I need bed as well. But one of the people that sent me a message was a girl who was between the 15 and 20 stone bracket, which there's nothing wrong with, but that's not my just do the fake girlfriend thing. Yeah, that isn't my thing because I'm a relatively slim guy. So and then I actually looked out of curiosity at her profile, and there's a section that says, what are you most passionate about? And her response was, my daughter. That was it.
I thought you were going to say...
That was it. Everybody else has written an essay.
I thought it was going to say cakes.
No, but I was like, hang on a minute. So let's just say I thought, well, you know what? She might be great. She might have a great personality. Let's have a laugh. What would I say? Oh, how did she get on in her last school report? Oh, right, okay. And who's the Oh, you don't see the father up. Right, okay. What the fuck?
Skeleton, what's an SSBBW? Is that But I know what a BBW is, but
what's a BBW?
Big, beautiful woman, I think.
They put, what did some of them put, like, when they describe the body type? What is it? Curvy and beautiful or something.
Yeah, well, some people are into that. It's not that funny, you know. I don't like really skinny girls. Supersized BBW. Because when you said SS BBW, I pictured like a fat Nazi.
But yeah, I do apologise if I've like offended anybody for saying, you know, do you think? But I'm pretty sure if you felt the same way, Adam.
Yeah, horny.
But I was like, it actually got me down. I thought, oh, hang on a minute, is this where I'm up to? I've not even checked it. Like, I only checked it once, and to be fair, I had a lot of responses. Some of them were alright, but you know, nah. I've got quite high standards, you see, so.
You're gonna be on there for a while.
No, but I'd sooner be on my own than get with someone that I'm not totally happy with. So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're not into Star Wars, they're not interested in Lorne Armstrong, they're not interested in Oasis, I'm not really bothered.
Well, there's
So, in
always.
other words, I'll be single forever.
You can always turn to cock.
Nah, I've thought about it, but it's not really my thing.
Nah. What, transsexuals? Bit of both worlds?
Well, no, I do like women, but they are a bit nuts.
That's what I'm saying. So get a woman with a cock, and that'll make it all right.
Nah, I don't like cocks.
Right, get a man with a vagina.
I don't like men in that way either.
Not even if they have vaginas.
Nah.
Oh, I don't know where this conversation is going.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. It's going down a hole, in a hole. So yeah, so right, I think we should probably finish. I'm entering the realms of madness due to lack of sleep. So I'm old Greg. You want to play? You're playing your love games with me? Sorry, that's only a reference that I guess me and Skeleton Siski would get.
Oh, can I just tell one more thing?
Yeah.
I've had a girl message me because I put some pictures up, well, like you do, and she was like responding, "Oh, I like your pictures, Andrew." Blah 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 blah. But like, she looks pretty.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't see. There's only pictures like head up.
So send a message saying, "Give me a full body shot."
I can't do that, can I?
No.
Do you get where I'm coming from here?
Oh, we discussed this on the dating stream.
Did, didn't we? Yeah. But does that make me people, Amelia and whoever else, Lolly, chat girl, does that make me sound like a sexist bastard? Because
well, I think everyone has their preferences. I don't think it's not like you're saying I hate fat people and they should go to the gas chamber, is it? So it's Skeleton Siski started by putting the word SSBBW in my head.
So it's their fault.
Yeah, it's Skeleton's fault. So no, I mean the thing is, if some, there's just I guess there's no point starting something with someone if you're not physically attracted to them. So I don't think it makes you sexist. It just makes you not a very nice person. But we knew that. We knew that already.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately, I'm not the reincarnation of Jesus, but I tried to be.
Do you think Jesus does fat chicks?
I
might make a bumper sticker saying Jesus does fat chicks.
I
think someone's probably already made that.
I don't think Jesus does anyone. That's my interpretation. Anyway.
You actually believe in him though, don't you?
I do actually, yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna.
I can't imagine Jesus giving up after fucking Brain compared himself to Jesus, didn't he? You've got to spread the word. Tatlow, Adidka, Yately, Winners.
That's really near where I went to college. All of those places. I had a friend that lived in Didcot.
I can't imagine Jesus saying, "Oh yeah, my work here is done." No, you've got to spread the word.
He goes, I'm my own boss now. So in the morning I wake up and I go, do you want to go to work today, David? Can I stay in bed all day today, David? Yes, you can, David. That's not me talking to another man called David. That's me talking to myself.
Oh, okay. We've got a guy at work who's just like Brent. He's just he must have never seen The Office because he's just fucking like him. You know, such a prat.
Honestly, right? I had a job interview once, and it was. I don't know if you remember the delivery company CityLink.
Not off the top of my head.
I used to have like yellow and green vans, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. I had like a double job interview with my mate because one of our mates already worked there, so it was fairly informal. And the guy, it was the area manager from Reading, and we honestly thought it was a setup. His mannerisms, he was so much like Gervais. I mean, he looked nothing like him, but his mannerisms, his accent, and he was making these little jokes in the interview where he would look to one of us and then to the other, like waiting for us to laugh, just like Gervais would. We came out of the interview and we were like, was that some kind of setup? Because it was ridiculous.
This was real.
This was real. This was a real guy, but honestly, if you shut your eyes, it was Ricky Gervais. Well, it wasn't. It was David Brent talking.
Do you not think it was just someone who watched The Office that much that he inadvertently picked up his mannerisms and stuff? Because it does happen.
Well, he was from Reading too, and so I think it's just what everyone from Reading is like.
Do you know what we're going to have to do? Which we've never done before, Adam. Just do a stream just based on the whole Office at one point.
Yeah.
Be funny, that.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Alright, guys, well, thanks for joining me, Andy, and thanks for joining us, everyone, in the chat. I really am going to have to shut it down, because we've done nearly an hour, well, 40 minutes already, and we were only going to do a 20-minute stream about The Hunt, and we've talked about some things, and
Tat Girls just made a good point. Said she hates it when guys put on the dating profile that they're not looking for anything serious. But if that's the case, why would you be on a dating profile?
But isn't that what everyone on Tinder is just looking for hookups? Isn't Tinder the hookup app?
Yeah, but there's different ones. I'm not on Tinder.
No, you're on Grindr, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I thought I'd give it a go.
Yeah, it's easier.
But yeah, cheers for this, Adam. It's been good, apart from your slightly comatose state.
I think I've done well considering
you have done well.
How sleep deprived I am. So yeah, thanks everyone, and thanks Andy. We'll see you soon. Bye.